Good morning, people. Hello and welcome to another vlog episode of the India Darshan travel series. So, as I mentioned in the previous vlog, today is the day I'm going to check out of my homestay in Ranchi, and we're going to move to the next state over, which is going to be the Bhubaneshwar, the capital of the state of Orissa. So it's going to be a short and sweet flight, and the cool thing is there also I managed to find a nice homestay. Spoke to the owner, they have a room set aside for me, so we're going to go there, and it's very close to the airport. So I'm really excited to see what that homestay has to offer and what that city has to offer as well. So I'm all packed up, settled the bills here, just had breakfast, just kind of sitting in the corner for a little bit, because again the airport ride is very short and sweet here as well. So we're gonna grab ourselves an Uber, head to the airport and hop on the flight. So let's get started. So that behind me is the newly opened Airr lounge. I'm chilling in there. The flight is 5-10 minutes delayed. So until I get the announcement to move to the gate, I'm just resting in there. It's a really cool lounge. The coffee machine doesn't work in there, but they adapted and they're offering coffee from inside the kitchen. It was very tasty. I had some and cookies. Had breakfast already at the homestay. I'm gonna wait to board and then we'll be on our way onwards to Bhubaneshwar. And I think I have a window seat, so this time I can enjoy the clouds as well. Finally made it to Bhubaneshwar airport. It was a short 1 hour 10-minute flight in a very small dual propeller airplane. It was a little bit turbulent, but I think my bag is already here. So now it's a 1 kilometer distance to get to the homestay. So let's see whether we walk or we take an Uber. But let's grab the bag first. It's already here, so that's really cool. Homestay isn't at 1 kilometer. Google Maps shows it's more like 3 kilometers. So I booked an auto, and the guy said like empty autos are not allowed to enter and pick up a ride inside the airport. So you have to walk outside. You can take a drop, but you can't take a pickup in an empty auto here. So this walking should be a short walk outside the airport. Looks like there are caves here, and that's Biju Patnaik, the person who basically the airport has been named after him. So I guess the auto guy should be somewhere here. Let's try to find him. Alright, so finally after a short and sweet ride, made it to my homestay. It was actually a kilometer, but probably from inside the terminal, Google was showing a little bit off. But when I took the Uber auto and then I came over, it was actually showing just 1.1 kilometers. So anyways, I'm at the homestay. This is called Pravuprasad homestay. The owner is very kind. We just had a brief interaction. And I will try to take him in the vlogs at some point as well. But he was very kind and generous to give me the biggest room on the premises. So you can see I have 2 double beds, work desk, air conditioned room, really nice, and a storage cabinet, a table, another storage cabinet with a lock and key. That's the washroom bathroom area. But that isn't even the coolest thing out here. The coolest thing that I really liked is like it's a self-sufficient kind of mini apartment of sorts. Because I also have this. So there is a nice kitchenette. They give all the utensils and water and stuff here. You can make tea, coffee, have your snacks and such. Do the dishes over there. And upstairs, there's also stuff outside, so we're gonna go out for a little walk afterwards. I just wanted to rest up and set up the gears and stuff so we can continue editing. So I plan to stay here for a couple of nights because Orissa has a lot to offer, not only the capital but also the nearby areas. So the owner is going to advise me about how I can go about starting with the local area, then day trips, and then further away. And probably we're going to rent a scooty here as well and see how things go. But for now, we're going to rest up a little bit, and then in a short while we'll go out again, do the formalities for the place as well, but also check out the premises and then take a walk around and see what do we have here. This is in the New Forest Park area, if I am correct. So I'll put the description of the homestay in the description box below. So if you're interested, you could also contact the owner and come over here. 10 on 10 recommended so far. The first impressions are really great. Came up to the rooftop. There's a railway station nearby. There's the train crossing. Lots of lush greenery around. And the views of the rooftop are pretty nice. It's like a good open space, and they have some planters out here. So it gives a really nice feeling as if you're walking in the mini garden. And they have a furry friend as well. It's a white pigeon. Never seen a white pigeon this close before. Looks cool. Time to go for a little neighborhood walk. So there's also a grocery store right downstairs from the homestay, which is pretty convenient. Going to a park nearby. It's called Biju Patnaik Park, which is less than a kilometer from here. It's probably somewhere close to the airport area. We're gonna take a walk in the park. This road looks like some sort of a VIP road. So you can see there's lots of graffitis all around, and most of them are government houses. So basically accommodations of senior government officials. So some IAS, IPS officers living here, probably some others too. And that's why this road is like, this area looks completely different from the neighborhood where I was in. But the park is very close. I guess there's a bunch of cars and people coming out from there. We should be somewhere there for the park. Pretty nice and clean park. It's a very big one, has an open gym and running and walking tracks around, so a lot of public is out here. It's a bit hot out here in this part of India, but now that it's almost close to sunset time, it's almost 5:30 p.m, so the weather is a bit more tolerable. So I also spent about an hour or so in the room just resting and cooling off because there's air conditioning there. Here you're out in the nature again. But yeah, I'm gonna walk around the park a little bit, and then probably once I'm done exploring, we see what else is there around in the neighborhood. Only walking distance today. So this park is named Biju Patnaik Park. There is a very big statue of Biju Patnaik behind me, and the airport is also named after him. So I found a very friendly security guard, and I was asking him like, what's the significance of this person? So he's an ex-CM, an aviator, and apparently he had a very big impact in like 60s or 80s, like early 1960s I think, on the state of Orissa. So he's very respected, and he was one of those ruthless and very brave souls of the state, and that's why he has this finger up in most of his statues, and there's a saying written underneath on the podium. So it was like pretty impressive to learn about his history. One cool fact, like he went from here to Delhi on a bicycle, and 3 times he passed, like all the times he passed the jungle, and 3 times he actually killed tigers. He's that ruthless, and he was 7 feet 2 inches tall, so everybody feared him. That was an interesting history lesson. I never learned about these things back in history, or maybe I did, but I didn't remember. But yeah, because I started seeing his name so frequently, thought of asking the locals what that significance was. And yeah, now we continue to walk around the park. Pretty nice and cool. They have lots of water bodies and fountains and small waterfalls and such, which is really nice. This is Odia language on top. It's quite different from Hindi, so I can't really understand any of it. Sometimes I have to ask the locals to translate it for me. Looks kind of, well, I don't know what it looks like. It doesn't resemble anything that I know. So anyway, it seems like a difficult language to learn to read and write. But yeah, ooh, there's a coconut vendor here. Where's the guy though? I didn't see anybody around. That was a really cool bakery. It's called Cream and Spicy, and it's in the walking distance of the, let's say, homestay neighborhood. So probably I'll come back here again for breakfast or some other snack at some other point. It was just 6:30 and I was slightly hungry, so I stopped by for a coffee break. Anyway, as it's all gotten dark now, there's no point vlogging further. So I'm just gonna walk back, rest up in the room, grab something locally for dinner, nearby restaurant. And then tomorrow onwards we start exploring Bhubaneshwar and nearby places. So until then, this is the Rustic Wanderer signing off. See you again the next time.